Welcome back, YouTube. Today I'm going to be ranking every single game I played in 2025. I'm going to start in January and work my way all the way through December, and also rank all of these just based on how much I enjoyed them. So let's start off with the first game I played in 2025, which was Tomb Raider. It was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I thought this was a ton of fun. I think out of this era of Tomb Raider games, one of the better ones. I think the Rise of Tomb Raider was probably my favorite, but I really like this one too. I really like the mud mechanic and kind of the stealth aspects of it. I thought it was a really great game, definitely worth playing. The second game I replayed Red Dead Redemption 2. To finish up my Platinum Trophy playthrough for that game. And I mean, to me, this is the greatest game of all time. A ton of fun. The Platinum Trophy is super difficult, but I just love this game so much. Any kind of reason to keep playing it. So S tier game for me. Spoiler alert, probably my favorite game I played this year, even though I've already played it. Next on the list, Patrick Star, the Patrick Star game. I'm going to put this in C tier. It's kind of a Goat Simulator clone, but set in the SpongeBob Bikini Bottom universe. So if you like SpongeBob, definitely a fun game to check out. It's not a game that's going to win any awards necessarily, but I definitely had a fun time playing it. Just kind of seeing some of the Easter eggs and references was just a really good time. So just kind of a turn your brain off game, a lot of fun. Similar, next we're gonna go Shredders. This is, another just kind of turn your brain off game. Cruise around in the snow, do some snowboarding. A lot of fun. Really like this game. Got the Platinum Trophy for it. Wasn't particularly difficult. I don't think, to me, it really surpasses any of the EA Skate older games for me, but it was still fun. I'm just not super into snowboarding in the same way I am skateboarding, but definitely a fun game worth playing. One of the more chill, modern action sports games you can play. Next is We Love Katamari. I think, to me, I really love these games. They're a ton of fun, but they can definitely be frustrating if you've never played them before or kind of have the patience to learn it. It's definitely a game you really need to learn to play, but once you do, it's a ton of fun. It's just so weird. The music is amazing. There's really nothing else kind of like it, so it's a truly original experience. I'm going to throw that one in the B tier just because of that hurdle to learn. Next is a Game Boy Advance game, Mega Man Battle Network Collection. I think for me, I enjoyed it but didn't necessarily love it. This is going to be disgusting, but I think it's objectively more fun, more interesting than the Patrick Star game. I played this game growing up, but don't necessarily have a ton of nostalgia for it. It was just, I bought the collection, wanted to play it. A fun game, definitely worth playing if you have the nostalgia. Next is Pokemon Yellow, specifically Pokemon Yellow Legacy. I think this was, actually a really big kind of surprise for me. I was a little hesitant that I would enjoy this game just because of how dated the graphics are. But for me, this was the very first video game I ever got as a gift. And so I have a ton of nostalgia for this. I was able to kind of sit through the old graphics. The Legacy version is a ROM hack that modernizes a lot of the mechanics for it and just makes it a lot more accessible to a modern player. So I think because of that, it was a lot more enjoyable than if I just went and, kind of played the original. But a ton of fun. If you love Pokemon, it's definitely a game to play at some point, I would say. Definitely one of my biggest surprises of the year is how much I enjoyed this game. Next is Red Dead Redemption, the original, plus the Undead Nightmare DLC, which I have played this game so many times, but I had never played the Undead Nightmare DLC, and man, I had been missing out. It's amazing. If you've never played this game or played the DLC, please do it. It's phenomenal. I think some of the graphics are, definitely not modern, but I think outside of that, it's still just an incredibly fun, immersive game, and the graphics are really secondary just because of how detailed the entire world is. It's kind of, it really is, the predecessor to Red Dead 2 in a technical standpoint. But even some of the systems in this game, like the Euphoria engine, the way the players interact with NPCs, it's not been done in other games, and it's really ahead of its time still today. So definitely a great game. It was my favorite game of all time before Red Dead 2, and it's right up there at number 2. Next is Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance. I think for me, this was another S tier game. I had so much fun playing it. It's really snappy. It's a short kind of. It's like a really quick experience that's like perfect for if you're not wanting to super commit to a game. But it's a ton of fun. And if you've played one of these games, you kind of know what to expect. And if you haven't, this is a great one to start with. Let's see what we got. Sonic Origins was another game that I Platinum Trophy this year. Let me get this into D tier. I mentioned it on the channel. Really don't love Sonic video games, especially these old classic ones. I think these are some of people's favorite games. I love the mascot so much more than I love the games. It's just so frustrating to play. I don't feel like I'm moving fast like as I move with Sonic. I think for me, I expect Sonic to move fast, but there are just so many instances where you have to stop your momentum. And to me, Mario has so much more momentum and speed-based gameplay than Sonic, which is insane to me. Not a fan. Really don't like these games. Really don't recommend them unless you have nostalgia for them, which I do not. Next on my list is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I enjoyed this game but didn't love it. I think it was kind of a classic video game like I don't really know how else to explain it. It's fully narrative. There's kind of this open world element to some of the levels. I think for me, I just really wish that there was more third person. I love Indiana Jones. I want to see Indiana Jones. I understand that they want to put you in the first person to, experience it through his eyes, but the idea of just making an Uncharted game but insert Indiana Jones is like, why are you not doing that? I want to see the fedora, I want to see the leather jacket, and I know you get a little bit of that, but it was just like, give me more. And I think that the combat in this was a lot of fun. I think there were elements of it that I enjoyed a lot, like using the bullwhip and that, but there was just no reason to use weapons outside of your fists and kind of improv weapons. Like, it was not recommended to use guns, and it just, I understand that that's not really what Indiana Jones is about, but it just, I think for me, I recommend it if you're an Indiana Jones fan, but outside of that, you don't have to visit this, I would say. Super Mario 64 is our next game. I think the more I play this, the more I enjoy it. Along with Pokemon Legacy, this was one of the first games I played. And I think I gotta put it in S tier. I do have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I think that the camera is cumbersome, but there is, a lot of charm to these Nintendo 64 graphics. The colors are bright and vivid the way they always were, so it's not like the art style was a negative impact here. I just think if you don't have nostalgia, it might be really hard to get over the graphics, but for me, I loved it. I think the actual, platforming holds up really well. The way Mario controls is better than a lot of modern games, so there's so much here to enjoy with Mario 64, and I love it even more than I did before after playing it through the main story. Next is another Pokemon game. It is Crystal, specifically Crystal Legacy. Kind of, after I played Pokemon Yellow, I was, just so blown away that I wanted to go into Pokemon Crystal. And, my expectations were kind of reset after Pokemon Yellow. And I would say, I enjoyed playing this so much. It was incredibly fun. These are games that I played growing up but never was able to beat because I was just a kid. And so, revisiting these as an adult and with a little bit of modernization to the mechanics is a ton of fun. I would definitely recommend playing Pokemon Crystal, probably over Pokemon Yellow, just because it has a little bit more updated graphics, some more color, some more interesting visuals to look at and appreciate. So one of my favorite games of the year for sure. Oblivion Remaster was a shadow drop, and I was so excited to give this a go. It's new, more Skyrim to enjoy and play, and it was really fun, but it was not really modernized in ways I had hoped. So I think for me, I'll put it on the upper end of B tier. If you like Skyrim or any Bethesda games, this is a must play, easy. Okay, let's get to 3DS games. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think for me, I'm going to put it below Oblivion. I think that the 3DS remake has a lot of good modernization to it, but for me, the structure of the game and the way that the world operates is so dated, and how you have to go about some quests. I just really don't love it. I never played this game on Nintendo 64 growing up, so I don't have nostalgia for it outside of the visuals. And I think that there's a lot of commendable aspects to this game. Like, the characters are unique. The tone is, nothing compares to it. It has a very distinct tone and pacing and energy to the characters and to the world. And I think that's why people love this game so much. But for me, outside of that, I have no love for the traditional Zelda dungeons. I think anyone who is seeking that can just play these old games and let the new games, do their thing with the open worlds and the, I'm so much more a fan of the modern Zelda, and starting from Wind Waker on is where I really played Zelda and fell in love with it. So to me, no love here. It is a good game. I recognize that. I'm putting it in B tier, but for me, it's nothing more than that. Okay, next I have the Uncharted Remaster, but this is specifically to represent the very first one. I did the Platinum Trophy. To me, these are some of the greatest games of all time, too. I love Uncharted so much. Like I had mentioned, it's kind of like Indiana Jones, but a different character, to be honest. I think all three of these games are amazing. Uncharted 4, also amazing. If you've not played these games on PlayStation, I cannot recommend them enough. Even the oldest games, from a storytelling mechanic standpoint, are still a blast. I did the Platinum Trophy here, playing it on the hardest difficulty, and had so much fun. It was such a challenge, and just a different way to play the game than I had before. So I will be doing some more Platinum Trophies to finish out this trilogy, bare minimum. So definitely recommend this game. One of my favorite franchises of all time, easily. Another surprise on the list is Echoes of Wisdom. I'm gonna put this in, oh man, the S tier's getting the S tier's getting crowded, but I think for me, this game really blew me away. I'm actually gonna leave it in A tier, because I did love it so much, but would I put it in S tier with some of these other games? I don't really think so. I think there is some clunkiness to the way you have to navigate the menus and choose echoes, or if you've not played, those are the items that you can recall and use to puzzle solve. Truly unique, truly creative, very different than a lot of other Zelda games, while maintaining that kind of identity of modern Zelda with its freedom to explore and puzzle solve. I think that's so interesting. I think for me, I'd waited to play this on my Switch 2 because of the way it performed on Switch 1. So I think that was definitely, a better way to experience this game. Loved it. Definitely recommend it if you're if you're looking for a Zelda experience. Mario Kart World is my first Switch 2 exclusive game. I think for me, I do like it more than Ocarina of Time and Oblivion. I think it's an okay game. I think B is probably giving it the perfect amount of credit. I think it does some stuff really well, like the driving, and the just general appearance of the game is amazing. I think the issues are the online, the way that tracks are. I think, it was just such a hard task to outdo Mario Kart 8. It was an impossible ask, and they did come up short, in my opinion. And I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is easily the best Mario Kart game, one of Nintendo's best games of all time, and Mario Kart World is not even in that conversation to me. Our next Switch 2 exclusive is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I'm having a hard time ranking this because it was an objectively good game. I think I like Mario Kart World more, honestly. For me, it just didn't hit the way that it did for a lot of other people. I thought that the, destroy everything was just a little too much for my brain. I don't know. I just didn't love it. I think all the good things people have to say about it hold true, but for me, it didn't hit the way I wanted it to. Power Rangers Rita's Rewind is next up, which is a 2D beat 'em up. I think it's I think I'm gonna move some of these down just to make more room, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Rita's Rewind, I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than Katamari, but not as much as Ocarina of Time. I'm not that crazy. But a very fun game. It's kind of a quick experience, not much to it. It's just a 2D beat 'em up with Power Rangers. It was a fun time. But similar is TMNT Shredder's Revenge, which I am going to rank significantly higher. This was one of the games I had the most fun playing, the most fun doing the Platinum Trophy for. I think as far as experiences go, in a Platinum experience, it was just so much fun to do, challenging, but just the right amount of challenging to not make you frustrated. It was so fun. I had a blast playing this. I've played it previously, but not to 100%. This 100% playthrough was a ton of fun. If you're into these types of games, I highly recommend. Easily one of my favorite games I played this year, and I'd already played it before. So I think that, speaks enough and should let you know this is a game worth playing if you've not before. I'm also reordering these as I go through because I can't just have like 14 S tier games, even though that's how my heart wants to rank them. I try to be nice, man. Next, we have the Lego Harry Potter collection. If you've played one Lego game, you've played them all. I think for me, it was not as much of a fun experience because I was doing the Platinum Trophy and this game was glitched and bugged. I genuinely had to 100% this game twice just to get the Platinum Trophy. So, play this game if you're a fan of Harry Potter. Don't do the Platinum Trophy. Pokemon Legends ZA. I believe this is my very last game that released. Oh, it's not, so I'll hold my breath. Legends ZA, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I really enjoyed this game. I have Pokemon Crystal ranked higher, but this was... Okay, hang on. Okay. My heart's telling me Pokemon's Legends ZA was my favorite Pokemon game this year. S tier... Oh, man, S tier feels a little bit too high. I'm going to put it at the top of A tier. It was easily my favorite Pokemon game I played this year. Ton of fun. The kind of game loop was a blast to play, kind of going to do the battles at night and then doing city exploring during the daytime and doing missions during the daytime. A ton of fun. If you're a fan of the Legends series, that's my favorite, so drop a like in the comment. EA Skate, terrible, absolute garbage. Hate it, don't love it, can't recommend it. It's free, but not free at the same time because of all the microtransactions. An absolutely miserable experience. They undermine everything the Skate franchise represented in the past. I guess this is an evolution of what the game was becoming, but they just did it in such a way that's so disgusting to me. I hate it so much. 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 I don't love it. I can't recommend it. I hate everything about it, other than the way that the skateboard feels. So they did kind of nail the core mechanics, but everything they surrounded it with is absolute garbage. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Another Game Boy Advance game, Super Mario Advanced. This is the Super Mario Brothers 2 game. These games naming the naming conventions for these Game Boy games makes no fucking sense. Very confusing. Incredibly confusing. I'm gonna put this above Lego Harry Potter, below Patrick Star. It's a fun game, I guess. I really have no thoughts, just vibes. I've not really played a lot of these 2D Mario games, to be honest. This was kind of the first one outside of Mario Wonder that I played, and I just really am not a big... I have not played a 2D Mario yet that I'm like, oh, this is the one. I love this so much. I'm working my way through the Game Boy Advance games and hoping to find one that just really clicks with me soon. Next, we have Ghosts of Yotei. Objectively, an amazing game, but for me, it just didn't really do anything that original or interesting in the open world genre. I think Ghosts of Yotei, what made it feel so refreshing and new was the way they handled the open world and kind of the lack of direction that it provides. And I mean, this game is the same thing, just a different character, different setting, kind of. And I think it was just a really well executed game, but for me it just fell flat and was really kind of just disappointing with kind of the story, the exploration. It just felt like I've been here, done that, and it was perfectly executed what it set out to do. I just think for me it wasn't I don't know, just didn't land. Next, we have Vampire Survivors. I specifically did this for the Platinum Trophy. Really fun game, not so much a fun Platinum Trophy experience. I'm going to put it above Rita's Rewind, below Ocarina of Time. Really addictive at first, and I really loved it when I first started playing it, but once I started getting into that later game grind, I fell out of love with it a little bit, but definitely recommend it if you haven't played it. It's like $5, so it's a great time for, you know, it significantly outperforms its price point, I'll say that. Next up, Toy Story 2. I played this game purely for nostalgia. What an absolute mess to play, though. The camera is insane. It's definitely designed for old consoles, for like a Nintendo 64 controller. Yeah, tough one to recommend, but I did like it more than these other two. I Hate You Skate. Dragon Quest III HD 2D. I think this is a really fun game worth playing. I was doing the Platinum Trophy, so that was kind of a hard experience. I've played this game before, so I was really just doing the Platinum Trophy wrap-up, but it was so much work and effort to do that I wanted to include it on this list. Really amazing art style, really amazing music. It's a perfect kind of cozy winter game to play. And, you know, I definitely don't recommend doing the Platinum Trophy, but definitely recommend playing this game at some point. So here it is, my full ranking list of games I played in 2025. This is not exclusive to 2025 games, obviously. If I had to pick my game of the year for 2025, it is Pokemon Legends ZA. Out of all the games I played, had a blast playing it. I, you know, understand it may not be for everyone, but for me, it was my favorite game this year. So let me know what your favorite game of 2025 was. Let me know if my list is hot or not. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.